Hello, gamers, and welcome to Intentional Game Design, a podcast all about Minecraft. My name is Dark, and I'm here with my co-host, Mr. VidMC. How are you doing today, Vid?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Wonderful, wonderful. And yeah, we're going to be getting into it today. There's a fair bit's been happening since we were last here speaking. All of the updates that we've been covering over the past couple of weeks and months, it's all coming out very shortly in 1.21.5, the Spring to Life update.
Yeah, by the time this video comes out, this podcast, that should already be available for viewers to download the new version.
Absolutely.
I'm very excited about this.
Very exciting. So, we've already covered it all, but just from a high level, there's new farm animal variants. All of those are coming out with different biome variants of those. What else have we got? Yes, leaf litter, leaf particles, spawn eggs. Yes, lots of really good stuff in there. Cactus flowers and a few other bits of dead bushes. New stuff, and that's all going to be forming that new update that we're all going to get to play this week.
Absolutely, I'll be playing the heck out of it.
Yeah, and of course we've had Minecraft Live as well, which was interesting. There was some new stuff they shared. They mostly talked about the stuff that we've already covered and 1.21.5, but they gave us a bit of a preview as to some stuff coming down the road because they're doing 2 big releases a year now.
Yeah, so this is different. So it remains to be seen whether the next release will be more of the drop style, like 121.6, or whether they'll do 1.22, which is kind of due at this point. But from what they announced so far, like I know a few years back, they decided that they didn't want to announce too much because they didn't want to basically bite off more than they could chew kind of thing. So really, we only got 2 kind of big ideas for the new version of Minecraft, which if you want to talk about it, it was the vibrant visuals.
Yes.
Was the big thing for Bedrock, right? So that's basically something that Bedrock players have been asking for years, which is shaders in Bedrock.
Shaders.
They had the RTX thing a couple years ago, but I don't think RTX really caught on because you needed kind of a high-end video card, and it wasn't really exactly what people wanted. Maybe it was too realistic or too different than what they were used to. So for vibrant visuals, what they, I think, are trying to do is maintain a vanilla feel, but at least have something that looks better, for lack of a better term, than the standard, plain vanilla textures.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting that this what are they calling it? What's the word? Vibrant visuals. Very weird word.
Vibrant visuals.
Yeah. I mean, Minecraft hasn't had anything other than the default look by default as a first party thing, like and we're going to be getting pixel aligned shadows, reflective textures, emissive particles, reflections. It's their own take on shaders, which is good to see. They're not just taking most shaders and giving it to you as it comes.
Yeah, I think it comes with kind of a mixed reaction for me. One of the things that they try to do is make it very integrated into the Minecraft world. So for example, shadows are going to be pixel aligned.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, at first glance, it looks really weird to me. I'm not sure whether that's the right approach. I saw like the reflections of sun off the water and stuff, and that's all kind of pixelated as well because they're trying to align it to pixels in the world.
Yeah.
It's definitely a choice that they're making. So we'll see if people actually like that. I think personally, especially since I play on Java Edition, even if they bring vibrant visuals, my instinct is just to lean towards other third-party shaders that I've already seen, like complementary, that I'm used to using, right?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, maybe that's why they're not prioritizing the Java, because they already have a solution on Java. If you've got a machine that can handle it, you can do the shaders. I kind of like it. They're sticking to their guns on the blockiness of the world and the pixelated nature of Minecraft in general. Like, they're not spoiling their aesthetic. They're finding ways to enhance it while adhering to, I guess, their fundamental sort of visual design principles that give the game its iconic look. Yeah, so I think it's going to be really interesting. The Bedrock angle in particular, I think, like, shaders are client side, right? And the same is true
Right. Yeah.
with these vibrant visuals. So it's all going to come down to the machine and if it's what it's capable of. And I'm sure that being first party, they can make tons of optimizations and make it more performant than your average third party shader, no doubt.
Yeah.
But the majority of Bedrock players, they're not playing on like gaming PCs. They're playing on like school laptops and iPads and phones and
Yeah,
Nintendo
absolutely.
Switches, like things without the power to really pull this stuff off. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on the performance side of things.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up because that's one of the really kind of fundamental concepts that I think Minecraft has had going for it for a long time. And it's also the reason why we're still in the 1 point somethings with Minecraft and we haven't had Minecraft 2 or Minecraft 3 or Minecraft 4, in the last 15 years that Minecraft's been around.
Mhm.
They really emphasize that you can play Minecraft on any machine. So,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you've got a smart toaster, it'll play Minecraft,
Yep.
like
Hmm.
it's such a lightweight game overall, depending on the options, of course, you choose. The default options are for a kind of a mid-range machine, but if you're having any issues with your machine, you can turn off particles or turn them down. You
Hmm.
can reduce your render distance, you can reduce your simulation distance. There's all kinds of optimizations you can make just in the vanilla game to make it run on pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And I think with the vibrant visuals, they're basically just going to enhance that one step further and say, okay, well, if you do have a more powerful machine, you might as well just ramp it up a little bit more and take advantage of some of the newer hardware because Minecraft itself, the engine is very optimized and very, small in terms of what needs to be processed.
Hmm.
So you might as well use all that extra power your machine has to do something better, like make it look good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I might actually download Bedrock just to
Mhm.
try it when it comes out because I haven't played in Bedrock since I first started on the Nintendo Switch. So that'll be interesting to see how it looks, how it performs.
I've been doing some tutorials lately,
Mm.
and one of the things that I've tried to do is mix in a good balance of Java tutorials and Bedrock tutorials because I know a
Hmm.
lot of people are playing Bedrock right now,
Yeah.
and it is very different playing on Bedrock. Coming from the many many years I've spent playing on Java, there's just everything from like the controls feel a little bit weird to me. Like
Mm.
you can't sort of click items into a crafting table as fast as you can. Even like throwing away large stacks of items doesn't work as well. it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
really interesting, being a Java player and trying to play on Bedrock, but it's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing what these visuals look like. Um, and yeah, I think we're probably going to spend the rest of our time this episode just talking about the other thing that they shared.
Well, this is huge, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, the dried ghast. Let's, I guess, start there.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to go into the Nether, and is it Soul Sand Valley biome where you get the
Soul
the
Sand Valley,
the bones,
bone
relics in the
fossils,
ground,
right?
bone fossils. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
In there, occasionally you will get spawning a block, which is like a little thing you can go pick up that kind of looks like a mob head,
Looks kind
a
of like a
big
player
mob
head.
head. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but it's like a little tiny shriveled up ghast with an angry face on it.
It's an interesting choice because ghasts are huge, right? They're the biggest mob in the game. They're like
Yeah.
almost 5 by 5 by 5 in size. Uh, and then the dried one is this tiny little thing that's less than the size of a block. So
This is fascinating. But then they showed you
yeah,
can pick it, you break it up, you take it with you, and it's
yeah,
it's named dehydrated, a dried ghast. So it's kind of
yeah,
dehydrated.
dried
So
ghast.
you think
Mm-hmm.
like I guess the in-game logic is like if you didn't know anything about it, you'd pick it up and by its name, you would figure out, oh, it's dried. I probably need to wet it.
Just
And
yeah,
so
just add water.
yeah, you got to take it back to the overworld where water can exist, and you
Mm-hmm.
add water to it, and it gives off some little particles, and it takes. You've got to be in a water source block, I assume, for what
Yeah,
is 20
likely 20
in-game
minutes, right?
minutes. Yeah, so it's like a
Yeah,
day
they
and a
said it's a
half in
long
Minecraft
time. So
time. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
and it gets rehydrated, and then it just comes to life.
It pops off as a ghastling,
Ghastling, a
which
baby
is
ghast. It turns into this
yeah,
little.
slightly
It's like a block and a half wide or something.
yeah, slightly larger version. So
Hmm.
it's still way smaller than a ghast, but yeah, you end up with this like tiny little, floating balloon type thing, and they smile. They're very cute. Like I think everybody that I talked to who saw it went, "Oh my god, that's adorable! I need to have one immediately." Like they don't even care about like the next stage. It's just no, I want like a farm of Gastlings.
It's got like little pink whiskers or gills or something on the side of it. It's got a smiling little face, and it follows you around like a balloon. They said, like it just sort of
exactly
hooks onto you and casually wanders around.
If you're holding snowballs, I guess that's the thing that it'll be attracted to. You can't breed them with snowballs like you can with other mobs with the thing that they're attracted to. But if you do feed it snowballs, then it will just decrease the amount of time it takes to grow up.
It grows up. Yeah, this is the thing. It grows from a Ghastling
next stage
into a big Ghast. So it jumps from like 1.5 blocks wide, and it suddenly just jumps to being 5 blocks wide.
Yeah, so suddenly we're at the full size of a Ghast. Only this isn't a normal Ghast. This is a Happy Ghast.
It's a Happy Ghast, and it's not hostile. It's happy. I got so many questions.
I know.
This is crazy, but it eats snowballs. It eats snowballs,
so many things,
and you feed it snowballs, and it grows. And
so you can.
And then
you always attract it with snowballs.
You always attract it with snowballs, and then it's like a big Ghast, and then you can make a saddle. Yeah. You can make a harness.
Yeah. It's called a harness. Yeah. So I guess like a couple pieces of glass, a couple pieces of leather, and a piece of wool. And the wool will actually decide the color as well. So I've seen like the blue ones or green ones or gray ones that they just showed off in Minecraft Live. But yeah, you could pick your color. So presumably there's going to be 16 colors of them because there's 16 colors of wool.
Yeah. And then you slap it on, and it looks...
Yep.
It looks really odd, but this gigantic saddle, 5-block wide saddle that hangs over the sides. Yeah, just like, and then
giant goggles.
You can mount it. You can fly it. It's a flying mob you can control.
Yeah, so not only do you get to fly it, but your friends could also join. It's kind of like the 2-player camel that we saw. Yeah, so this one, 4 players, right? Up to 4 players can get on the thing.
This is crazy. It's the dorkiest looking thing I've ever seen in Minecraft. It's like only Minecraft could do this because it looks so ridiculous. Like from a third party perspective, like looking at someone else riding on it, it looks utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not super fast or anything like that.
No, it's really
but I think
slow.
it's gonna be really interesting, especially as a early to mid game travel option, right? Because this is going to replace Elytra for that long period that people like to spend in the early game before they fight the dragon or go off and search for end cities in Elytra.
But it looks faster to go use a horse. It looked like you can just get a fast horse and run around quicker. Like I guess it's more for the verticality and getting up and down things easier. But interesting.
Not only that, you can bring it up to a build with you, and if you stand up on it, it freezes in place. And it also kind of snaps you to the middle of the object so that you don't fall off. But it becomes more or less a solid object at that point that you can walk around on and maybe use it as like a kind of a floating scaffolding. So now you can build underneath items or build down or build in the sky. Like this is an amazing idea and an amazing thing that I think people are going to find a lot of use for.
Yeah, like you say, early game in particular. There's also lots of servers out there where they don't allow Elytra because like the speed at which it needs to load chunks for a lot of players flying around is too costly to get a server big enough to power. And so moving around this slowly might open up flights for those restrictive environments where they just can't allow Elytras.
I also don't think it's going to be that slow. I mean, like you said, getting a fast horse, definitely faster, but getting an average horse, especially since on the ground, like you're limited to the roads and the areas that have maybe bridges you've built because of waterways and stuff.
Yeah.
But in the air, you've got straight line distance.
Yeah, and you can just fly over oceans and crevasses and all sorts of stuff.
Just go straight, right? And there's nothing stopping you in the air. You just go. So that alone, I think, is going to be incredible. And then they've also coupled that with another new feature that I forgot to put on my little list, which is the locator bar.
Yeah, the locator bar. Yeah, we wondered why they were doing this, but I guess they were trying to marry the two up.
It's only in Bedrock right now, but I think it's coming to Java. I think that was the intention.
Mm.
So that, yeah, when you're flying around, you can really easy just look at the bar at the bottom of the screen. You can see exactly where your friends are, and you can go to them. And yeah, flying is going to be one great way to find your friends.
Yep.
I think it's a neat idea.
Yeah, it is. I think time will tell how much we actually use it. There's obviously going to be a novelty period where we get this and start playing the heck out of it and thinking, oh, this is cool. And we've already been theorizing about mini game ideas and races, all sorts of things we can do. But like, if you're already late game, I do wonder if we would ever really use these things. Like, I mean, once you have Elytra, it kind of feels like, would you?
Well, I know you say that, but like I've actually thought, like, even today, like I consider, in our SMP world to be fairly late game at this point.
Yeah.
But I was thinking to myself, the number of times that I have to fly underneath my Relic Runner game and find all of the chests and the droppers that pay out coins and stuff and refill those. And I end up like flying and landing in the weirdest places sometimes. It's really awkward to get to certain places. You've got a scaffold or you've got to build, and this item would actually solve that for me. So if I had one of these things just, tethered underneath the game, I could just jump on it, ride up to all of the different chests. It would be so much easier.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. I can actually see an immediate use for it, like today.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see it in the game.
Even if I don't use it, I just want them as pets. Like they're so cute, and I want to keep them in the baby form and just like fill an area with them.
I wonder if there's a way. I wonder if there's a way that maybe you could lock it in the baby state. Probably not, because I think that's been the dream for a lot of people, for animals for a long time. It's like, how can I keep baby sheep or baby chickens or baby anything without it growing up? But
they didn't clarify whether it grows up on its own. They did show feeding the snowballs, and maybe that does just speed up growth like it does with all other animals, or maybe this is unique and you have to do the snowballs. Right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think, like you said, like with all other mobs, if you just keep feeding them the thing that they like, they'll just grow up faster. It basically, increases their grow up time. But it does raise the question, maybe they don't grow up unless you feed them snowballs.
Yeah.
Which would be kind of cool to have a whole bunch of little balloons.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. But I still have so many questions, Vid. Like this opens up so many lines of questioning for like, what is a Ghast? Like Ghast lore. Yeah. We're gonna go deep on Ghast lore here. Like, okay,
get ready for the lore section here.
This is the lore section on Ghasts. Okay, why are Ghasts so unhappy in the Nether? If they're happy Ghasts when they're not in the Nether, like why are they unhappy in the Nether? And I think it's because of the lack of water, because you need to hydrate them.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
Are Ghasts floating around in the Nether just slowly dehydrating, and then they eventually turn into these dried Ghasts that you find on the ground, and that's why they're so unhappy, because they don't have water? And they don't have cold water either. Snow. They like snowballs. It's not just water that they like. They like really cold water.
It's really cold. Yeah, that's
true. And the Nether's really hot. So they're really unhappy because they're hot, and they're really unhappy because they don't have water. And that's what makes them angry in the Nether, and they shoot fireballs. Is that?
Yeah. And then you look at the size difference between the like full-size Ghasts and the dried Ghasts.
Yeah.
Does that mean there's going to be kind of an in-between where as a Ghast slowly dehydrates that it kind of shrinks?
Oh, and it just coughs instead of fires fireballs. It's just
size?
Like and then there's a tiny fireball because it's partly dehydrated. Yeah.
Also, what's going to happen if you take a happy Ghast into the Nether? Is it going to become unhappy? Is it going to become a regular Ghast?
Yeah. Does what defines the happiness? Is it happy because you've hydrated it, and does it immediately become unhappy just because you've moved it to a hot place? And will it remember that it was once happy if you bring it back? Will already unhappy Ghasts that you are shooting fireballs at you in the Nether, you bring them through a portal, which there's an achievement for, right? For that.
Well, that's what I was just thinking. Yeah, there's an actually.
If you do that, does it suddenly convert to happy? Is that like another way they get a happy Ghast, or are they like permanently emotionally scarred from their time in the Nether and they remain unhappy for the rest of their existence?
I don't know. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I hope that they do introduce some sort of mechanic at the very least for taking a regular Ghast, bringing it to the overworld, and then making it a happy Ghast. Like maybe you just have to hit it with a few snowballs.
I hope so.
Instead of actually killing it on the overworld side, you hit it with some snowballs or something. The other interesting thing is regular ghasts, their hitbox, you can fall right through it.
Yeah,
So if you
yes.
tried to jump onto a ghast in the nether, you just go right through it,
What?
right? With the happy ghast, if you jumped on it, you'd land on it.
What exactly? Like
So
what? If you're unhappy, you're transparent, basically, and if you're
yeah,
happy, you're like opaque and solid. Like
yeah,
their physical being changes. So like the very
yeah,
matter they're made of transforms between their state of being unhappy and happy. Like
yeah.
this is
Of
crazy.
course, we're making assumptions here that they're not going to change regular ghasts. So maybe that's the thing that they have to do. Maybe Mojang has to actually change ghasts and ghast behavior so that there is this possibility that unhappy ghasts could become happy ghasts if you do the right ritual or whatever, or vice versa. Happy ghasts go into the nether, they become unhappy ghasts, or maybe they stay happy. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah. What happens if you
it's like
bring a
if
happy?
you've
Can
raised
you?
them from young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Can you bring a happy Ghast and unhappy Ghast together, or does the dimension they're in define their state of happiness, and that the two never shall meet?
Yeah.
Would an unhappy
It's
Ghast
an
attack
interesting
a happy
idea.
Ghast if they could exist in the same space?
Hmm.
What would
What if
happen?
you, yeah, what if you, because I know there's a way that you can actually summon water in the nether with commands. So even though it's not
Oh,
supposed to be there, there is a way that you could get water in the nether. So I wonder if you could actually hydrate an unhappy dried ghast in the nether with spawned in command block water
oh my
and then have
goodness.
it grow up into a happy ghast in the nether. Oh,
Oh,
there's so many
science,
questions.
science.
So
We
many
need to
different.
perform science here. this
That's
is
exactly right. Like
this is
we
just
need labs dedicated to studying ghast lore and ghast behavior.
yeah, it's crazy. Like I kind of feel like they have to make some changes to the Ghast at some point because of this, and like even
Mm,
just not making them transparent would be one. Like the fact that one is you can't stand on and the other you can is just utterly bizarre. And their health, here's another thing, their
oh, for
health
sure.
grid. You fire one arrow at an unhappy Ghast, right? And an angry Ghast, it's dead.
Yeah.
These new ones got a whole
Yeah.
health bar with like 40 HP. You could be shooting arrows at
Oh,
them for a
wow.
while. Like happy Ghasts are healthier Ghasts.
Oh, I
Unhappy
didn't even
Ghasts
know that.
like are
Yeah.
they're near death. One arrow and they're dead.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
There's so many like things that affect the happiness of a Ghast.
Ghasts. Ghasts can also actually, yeah, ghasts can go through items. They can go through ground, they can go through
Yeah,
lava,
they
they can
just
go through
clip through all
blocks,
sorts
right?
because they're not solid. Yeah.
Yeah. So do happy ghasts clip through blocks?
I don't think if you can
I'm
stand on them,
guessing
I'm
they
assuming
wouldn't,
they're
right?
solid. Yeah, exactly. It's that
Yeah.
transparency issue with like the
Okay.
more unhappy you become, the more transparent you become.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Because ghasts, I've always assumed them to be kind of like ghosts,
yeah,
but the happy ghast it isn't a happy ghost. It's now some sort of physical manifestation. It's become some sort of dried, hard physical object that you can then rehydrate and grow up. So does that mean you're like resurrecting them with water and snow? I,
I think so.
I
Yeah, they're kind
more
of.
questions. More questions. Yeah.
It's so crazy. There's so many unanswered questions here, and you can leash a happy gosh. You can't leash a. I'm guessing you can't. I've never
Oh, that
tried.
would be
You
so
can't
cool.
leash a
I
angry gosh.
I'm pretty sure you can't leash or lead any hostile mob.
Yeah.
Um, so and ghasts are hostile, so you can't lead them. I am interested in the transparency thing though. I'm thinking to myself how cool it would be to kind of jump out of the sky and land on a ghast
Mm.
and then harness it and then try to tame it or something. Like I feel like that's a thing that you should be able to do. Jump on a ghast and try to slap a harness onto it
yeah.
and then ride it around, kind of like you do with a wild horse, right? Where you jump on it a couple times until suddenly, it's not throwing you off anymore and now you've tamed it. Well, what
Yeah.
if they introduce that mechanic for regular ghasts where you could jump on them and try to tame them,
Yeah. It's just
try
so
to make them
strange.
happy?
Like, no, you can't stand on other mobs, right? No, all mobs are effectively transparent. Like, you can't
Uh,
stack players, can you? Like, I couldn't
I
stand on
guess
top of
that's
you, and I can't stand on a
no,
horse.
I
I
guess
can
that's
mount a
true.
horse. I can't stand on
Yeah,
another
there
creature.
there are mounting points and mounting abilities for mobs because they've added that new mount command. So you could now mount like a dolphin. You could ride a dolphin around. It's not something you can do in survival, but with commands you can.
Yeah.
But even so, yeah,
Right.
the happy gas seems to be solid enough that when it stops, it becomes like a solid entity. Like you could jump on it the same way you jump on a table or a block, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah. Like, and do you take full damage? Is it? And like, we've never had in Minecraft a solid object that moves like that.
yeah, actually, yeah. Now that you mention it, that's true.
That's what I'm thinking, because it's like
I
it's
think
solid like the ground, but it's moving
yeah,
freely, not like a flying machine or something like this. It's just shifting an entire
yeah,
block all at once.
exactly.
It's different. Like, we've never had anything that moves like this, and that's really interesting as well. Like, what other mechanics could we do with this that we couldn't do before?
Do you think you could stand on it while somebody else was flying it? Like if it flew past a platform, do you think you could jump on it and then
Yeah.
stand and kind of like surf it instead of having to actually mount it or sit down?
Yeah, and would it
Or do
just
you think you'd
disappear
fall
from
through
underneath
while
your
it was
feet?
moving?
Yeah, was it transparent whilst someone's mounted on it, or was it always solid? And if I jumped on it, would I move if I was just standing on it while you were riding it?
Yeah.
Would it just disappear from underneath my feet as I stood still, or would
I'm
I sort of
assuming
be
it
locked
wouldn't.
to it?
Because imagine if you had 4 players all riding this thing
Hmm.
and, you flew it up to a platform and, 2 of the players decided they wanted to jump off.
Hmm.
They would, if they tried to dismount before the say driver, they would just fall through. No, I don't think they
No,
would
they
do
would
that.
have to stay
So
on top. Yeah.
it must be solid always.
Yeah.
Right?
But then, yeah, I guess like if you then move it while they're standing on it, does it just like do they disappear from underneath their feet and then they just fall to the ground?
Most likely, yeah. I wonder if
Yeah.
you'd have to like run with it as it was moving, or if it would slide under your feet. Would you stay in place, or would you stick to it?
Yeah.
So these are probably all items that they have to work out before they release it to the public. So
Oh my god, so many questions. This is so interesting. Like
exactly.
this is why it's a fascinating update. It's so uniquely Minecraft. It looks as dorky as
absolutely.
anything. It looks so ridiculous, but it's genuinely interesting, and I just can't wait to play with it. I'm guessing we're going to be getting some like the next couple of snapshots. It might appear in one of those, and we can start having a play.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So right now they're kind of, well, at least, at the time of recording, they're still finalizing Minecraft 1.21.5. But shortly after that, I'm assuming we're going to start seeing snapshots with these new features in them. So we'll probably see vibrant visuals first. They made a big deal about that at the very beginning of the Minecraft live event.
Mm-hmm.
But then within a couple weeks, we should see the first Happy Ghasts in a snapshot. And I'm pretty interested to at least see the early implementation.
Yeah. Here's another one, Vid. How do you dismount other mobs?
You press shift, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
you crouch.
So can you crouch while you're standing on
other mobs,
a Happy Ghast?
Other mobs only move in 2 dimensions. This moves in 3. So what are you going to need to do?
Yeah.
You're going to need to go up and down.
Yeah.
So how do you go down?
You crouch. Are you going to go through it?
Are you going to dismount, or are you going to go? How do you send it going?
Oh,
down?
How do you even fly down? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because you imagine flying up is spacebar, right? Like it is.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the
when you're in like creative mode or something
for moving forward, and the up is spacebar.
What is
down? Is
down?
Is your crouch key?
Yeah.
So, are you going to dismount or?
Yeah. Yeah. Do they change the dismount mechanic?
Sprinting? Can you sprint when you're on it?
Sprint flying?
That's another one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So many questions. And like I'm guessing like it can take damage. It's got a health bar. We saw the health bar, and I'm guessing like if it takes damage, you feed it more snowballs, I would assume, to heal it. But it's got
what
a fair
if somebody
amount of
damages it while you're flying? Are we gonna see like Happy Ghast races where people are shooting their competitors' Ghasts with bows and making them fall out of the sky?
Do you still get Ghast tears when Happy Ghast die?
Oh, what if Happy Ghasts don't shed tears? Maybe they. What are they gonna drop?
I know, what exactly. I think what noises are they gonna make? Because this is like the horrific screaming noise that the other ones make.
The Ghast is like the most horrible sound in the game, right?
It's gonna be a different happy noise, but is it gonna make an equally horrible noise when it dies and scream?
they just sigh.
Oh my words. This is so fascinating. We've never seen them do a mob like this where I guess some other mobs do transform, right? Like zombified piglins and I don't know, but it's not as interactive as
even
this.
Villagers becoming zombie villagers, I guess. But
yeah,
there's the curing mechanic. That's, I think, the closest parallel for me. I hope that they have a curing mechanic. I really hope that they introduce a way to convert a regular Ghast into a Happy Ghast. That would make me super happy. It might be too overpowered. Like, I understand their whole idea of the having to find the dried Ghast, but what does that mean for regular Ghasts? Are we just always hostile and unredeemable?
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
is the trauma of the Nether permanent? And like, once a Ghast has been traumatized, it can never recover. That would be really sad. Like,
it would.
I would love it, Mayang, if every Ghast could be saved. I want to save every Ghast in the entire Nether.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, okay, so let's propose here. Like, we make a Nether portal in the Nether. We figure out how to get Ghasts out of the Nether into the overworld, and when we get them to the overworld,
feed them
there's
snowballs.
A cure mechanic.
Yeah, just give them loads of snowballs until their unhappiness fades and they become happy.
Yeah,
we just kill them with kindness, and like they kill them with kindness.
And that's still a really difficult thing to do, but it's achievable. If that's a goal you set out, yeah, you could do it. You could absolutely do it. And of course, people who want Happy Ghast easier are going to take the Soul Sand Valley dried Ghast route. But if you really want to save the Ghasts, and imagine that whole, movements where people just save the Ghasts.
Exactly.
They'll set up, farms, or they'll set up whatever they can to lure Ghasts into the overworld so they can convert them into Happy Ghasts.
Dippy is clearly going to set up a Ghast sanctuary server.
Save the Ghast. I'm picturing, I'm picturing quite a few people with Ghast sanctuaries and whatnot. So.
Yeah. Wow. I can't wait to test this. I can't wait to race them. I can't wait to see, like, is there differences in the speeds like there is with the horses? And can we, like, race them? Can we make assault courses and race tracks in, like, 3 dimensions so we can have a lot of fun and everyone has a different colored saddle on their Ghasts and runs them around? Like, there's so many cool things.
Some sort of breeding mechanic to see if we can optimize for speed, right?
Like with the horses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of unanswered questions, and we don't even know how common these dried Ghasts are going to be that you find. So they may actually be relatively rare.
Yeah, they might be like near impossible to actually find them, which I think is good and bad. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see. We will have to do. Wow. What a bombshell. Thanks, Mayang. This is really, really interesting. It's given us lots to think about, lots to talk about. And I think it's genuinely gotten the whole community pretty excited about what's coming for the rest of the year. Because, I don't think they've ever done anything quite like this.
No, let us know what you think about Happy Ghasts and dried Ghasts in the comments below.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I think that's probably about all we've got time for this episode. Next time, we're going to be catching up on whatever snapshots are going to be coming down the line. But in the meantime, hope everyone enjoys playing 1.21.5 and all the other things that we've been covering in past episodes.
Yeah, and we'll see you in the next episode.
All right. Thanks very much. Bye for now.